while men died. And they that had sought the gods from the islands three, having seen what they had seen, lay down on the mountain summit, lest the gods should see them. Then they crept backwards a little space, still lying down, and whispered together, and then stooped low and ran, and travelled across the mountains in 20 days, and came again to their comrades by the shore. But their comrades asked them if their quest had failed, and the three men only answered: "We have seen the gods." And setting sail, the ships hove back across the central sea, and came again to the islands three, where rest the feet of Chance, and said to the people: "We have seen the gods." But to the rulers of the islands they told how the gods drove men in herds, and went back and tended their flocks again, all in the prosperous isles, and were kinder to their cattle after they had seen how the gods used men. But the gods, walking large about their valley, and peering over the great mountain's rim, saw one morning the tracks of the three men. Then the gods bent their faces low over the tracks, and leaning forward ran, and came before the evening of the day to the shore where the men had set sail in ships, and saw the tracks of ships upon the sand, and waded far out into the sea, and yet saw nought. Still it had been well for the islands three had not certain men that had heard the traveller's tale sought also to see the gods themselves. These in the night time slipped away from the isles in ships, and ere the gods had retreated to the hills they saw, where ocean meets the sky, the full white sails of those that sought the gods upon an evil day. Then for a while the people of those gods had rest, while the gods lurked behind the mountain, waiting for the travellers from the prosperous isles. But the travellers came to shore and beached their ships, and sent 6 of their number to the mountain whereof they had been told. But they after many days returned, having not seen the gods, but only the smoke that went upwards from burnt cities, and vultures that stood in the sky, instead of answered prayer. And they all ran down their ships again into the sea, and set sail again, and came to the prosperous isles. But in the distance, crouching behind the ships, the gods came wading through the sea, that they might have the worship of the isles. And to every isle of the three the gods showed themselves in different garb and guise, and to all they said: "Leave your flocks, go forth and fight for the honour of the gods." And from one of the isles all the folk came forth in ships to battle for gods that strode through the isle like kings, and from another they came to fight for gods that walked like humble men upon the earth in beggars' rags. And the people of the other isle fought for the honour of gods that were clothed in hair like beasts, and had many gleaming eyes and claws upon their foreheads. But of how these people fought till the isles grew desolate but very glorious, and all for the fame of the gods, are many histories writ. End of For the Honour of the Gods, from Time and the Gods, by Lord Dunsany.